let's go into some example orders and customizations with calories from fast food places. Starting with Chick-fil-A, the grilled chicken sandwich. Great macros here, 280 calories, 28 grams of protein. And a fun fact is that you can actually save 60 calories from going from the multi-grain bun or the one that people think is healthier to a white bun that is unbuttered. And then grilled nuggets, you could have that with fruit or side salad. Honestly, you could even have fries, and it's not that high calories. It's not really going to be super detrimental. It's still, I think, still under 500 should be. And then another option is the egg white grill without butter. Very low calorie. I think it's actually, yeah, 290, 25 grams of protein, perfect macros. You could have two of those, and then that's a 50 grams of protein breakfast. You're going to be full and satisfied around 500 calories. And yeah, I mean, that's, you're going to see later. That's less calories than a lot of people's coffees in the morning. So it's crazy. Um, yeah, and you can actually save half the calories going with grilled from Chick-fil-A. So that's for the nuggets. I think I showed that earlier. It's like 250 for an eight count fried nugget and only 130 for the grilled. The grilled is actually super, super low calorie from Chick-fil-A. They don't cook it in any oil essentially. And like I said, you can see this by looking up the Chick-fil-A nutrition facts. What you're seeing is part of the cookbook that is publicly launching on March 31st. If you're on YouTube, check the video description to get and click on the link to get more info. You'll also be able to get early access there. This is the cheapest that'll ever be. And there's a 7-day free trial right now. So you have no risk. And if you're on school, you can do the same thing. If you just go to the free school and the communities tab, there should be a pinned post there. And then Chipotle, a popular one these days. You could go with a bowl, for example, with white or brown rice. Doesn't really matter. Fajita veggies, pico, and lettuce. And that's around 600 calories and 60 grams of protein. Depending on how they scoop it, it's always a little bit inconsistent. But you got to just go with your best judgment when going to restaurants. It's not that big of a deal. It's all going to even out at the end of the day. And like I said before in the last chapter, just go with white rice. It tastes better, digests better, and does not spike your blood sugar when paired with a sufficient protein or fat source. A lot of people think it spikes your blood sugar and it's going to make you hungry like 2 seconds later. That's all that means, is spiking your blood sugar. There's no fat gain associated with that. But people think that like it's the same as eating candy, for example, and you'll just be hungry right after. But you could even have candy and your blood sugar will never be spiked through the roof if you just pair it with a sufficient protein or fat source. Like if you had candy with a bunch of chicken, you're not going to be freaking out. So yeah, you'll be good. And then a salad bowl with steak, extra beans, and light cheese is another great option, around 500 calories and 50 grams of protein. You could even ask for half lettuce, half rice. That saves a lot of extra calories. I mean, rice isn't super high calorie from Chipotle. I think when I went on their menu, it was about 250 per serving. So you're just saving a little bit here and there. Like I said, it all adds up. I mean, if you go light cheese, light guac, half rice, half lettuce, I mean, it's all going to add up. That could be like 300 calories. So yeah, you got to just be aware of these things. And then avoid things like queso, or just say light queso if you really love the queso. And then sour cream is pretty calorie dense as well. I know a lot of people get the combo of these, which is a lot of extra, honestly, just empty calories that won't fill you up that much. And then, yeah, heavy dressings. I know Chipotle has a dressing that is super, super high calorie. Like if you get a salad there, they have a dressing. I think it's 250 calories per serving, and they usually give you more than one serving. So if you're going to get the salad, it's better just to go with salsa, to be honest. And that goes for any Mexican place. It's always better to go with salsa than if you're getting a salad than going with the actual dressing, because salsa is extremely, extremely low calorie, usually only 5 or 10 calories per serving. And then at Starbucks, you could go with the egg white bites. That's a classic. You could get just like the Chick-fil-A, if you get two portions of those, it's a solid 24 grams protein to start your day for only 340 calories. You could honestly get almost 4 of those for less calories than this one coffee, which is crazy. For 4 of those, so that would be 8 actual egg white bites because they come in 2. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you bring your own protein powder, you probably wouldn't do that. I think at some Starbucks they actually have protein powder there now. But yeah, oatmeal, always a great option. They also have fruit there, so you can have that. You could pair the two. That would be a great option. And then, yeah, also, as you can see here in the photo, getting a cold brew with almond milk and cinnamon, even a venti, so like the big, big one. This is only the grande that it's shown right here. Would only be 30 calories, and that's a great option. It gives you that sweetness that some people crave in the morning or out of their coffee. You could even add some cocoa powder, like the chocolate powder that they have, and that's super low calorie as well if you're craving chocolate like this one over here. And as you can see, I mean, this adds up like a ton to start your day, and it's just going to make you craving a bunch of unhealthy food to start your day. I mean, a lot of people will start their day with something like this, and then they'll pair it with something like the iced lemon loaf, and then that's over 1,000 calories already right off the bat, and it's really not that much food. I mean, you're not going to be full after that, not that much food, and a lot of people will complain and be like, oh, I'm still gaining weight. My friend gets to eat so much and I eat so little and I gain weight and they don't. But you got to keep in mind, you don't see every meal that they eat. And also, they could be making the smart swaps like this. Like, like I said, if you don't like, this is not technically a lot of food, but it's a lot of calories or energy. So that will be stored as fat if you're in a calorie surplus. And then Panera bread, a really good option that they have is the you pick two option, where it's like you can have two of one thing. So you could even pick, like, I like getting this steak panini that's actually super calorie dense, but it has a lot of protein. It's like, I think it would be pushing 100 grams of protein if you got the whole one, but the whole one is like over 1,000 calories. So I can get something like that, get pick two. So they give me half of the panini and then they give me a side of soup, and their chicken noodle soup I think is only 120 calories for the side. So it only ends up being around 600, and then you get a shit ton of protein. So a win-win right there. And then yeah, you could also do, this is another you pick two option, getting half turkey sandwich and a side salad. And then they also have their power bowls there, which is kind of their like Chipotle variation. So you can get a power bowl with a lean protein and no dressing. And then also, yeah, this is a little morning option, a Greek yogurt parfait, 150 calories, 12 grams of protein. Can't really go wrong with that. And then to end off the dining out guide, some final tips. Do not stress about perfection. One meal is not going to ruin your progress. Use tracking apps like MyFitnessPal, like I talked about earlier, to estimate your macros. Even if a restaurant doesn't have their macros in MyFitnessPal, you can still look up the meal that you got and click one for another restaurant, and it's going to be around the same amount of calories usually. And that, I mean, that's the best that you can do, to be honest. But for example, if you go to a restaurant and get a grilled chicken sandwich, and this is just like a small restaurant, you could look up the Chick-fil-A grilled chicken sandwich and then put that one in, and it will tell you the calories. And that's honestly just close enough. You're not going to be perfect. Yeah. And then focus on protein and fiber sources to stay full and satisfied, like lean protein and vegetables. And then last one, enjoy your meal. Dining out should be a fun experience, not a source of stress. Just look at the menu beforehand if you know that you're going. Be more aware of the things that I talked about, and then you'll be fine. And then even if you have one bad day, just slightly lower your calories for the next day or do more cardio, and your body will naturally get back on track. Just don't freak out about it. And obviously, the same rules apply as usual. The It's a calories in and calories out game. But I mean, if you have one bad day and you overeat by 1,000 calories, if you just do a little bit of extra cardio, eat a little bit less, it's very easy to cut out 500 over the next few days and then even it out. Even if you wanted to be in a deficit and lose weight, yeah, you could have like one day and go enjoy yourself, be in 1,000 calorie surplus, and then over the course of a week, if it's still in a deficit, you're still going to lose weight. So it's really not that big of a deal.